I want to talk to you today about where investors are putting their money right now. So we're in the Charlotte market, as you guys know, and we cover Charlotte, Lake Norman, even northern South Carolina. And everybody asks me, April, where do I invest money right now in the real estate market? Where's a smart place? What's that next up and coming city? So I have a couple of ideas about this, and I'm going to tell you what's hitting hard right now. And then I'm also going to tell you my predictions for what will hit next. Thank you so much for joining me again. Don't forget to reach out to us if you guys are relocating to the Charlotte market. We are the #1 relocation team in the area, and we love helping people move from out of state and getting to know our fantastic city. We want to help you find your right lifestyle fit as well as your right home fit while you are here. So please reach out anytime. We'd love to chat. So let's talk about money and where we should be investing right now, what makes sense in the real estate market, what doesn't make sense. I really want to focus on where you should put your money, because when you invest, you need to move quickly, or you may not get on that train, right? So let's talk a little bit about how Jeff and I got involved in investing. With that big market boom, we obviously had a lot of equity in our home. So there's a couple things you can do. You could take a home equity line of credit against that equity that's available and put it into investing. Now, it's only smart if the money that you are going to make on that obviously is greater than what you have to pay fee-wise at your bank. So definitely make sure that you're talking to an agent that knows about investing and can work on your return on investment strategies and make sure that what you're doing is going to make the most sense for you. We decided to go ahead and sell our house and buy something else. We wanted a different area to live in, and we wanted to purchase in one of those up and coming areas to live, as well as cash in on the equity that we had in our old house. So we sold all out and bought something else. And some people say, well, how does that make sense? Because you have to pay more to get something else. But if you're buying in an up-and-coming market, you can get a great price for a fantastic house, and you can still take advantage of some incentives. We decided to buy through a new construction builder, and we actually took advantage of their offerings that they had for a lower interest rate, and it was fantastic. It ended up really working out for us because then we have the cash flow that we could go invest in other properties. And we also were living in a new area in a home that's going to definitely grow in value. So that's another way to do it. But where do you put your money? So there's a lot of investment networking groups and meetup groups in every single city I've ever lived in. If you go check out some of the sites like meetup.com or investor websites on Facebook where you can check out who's into investing. If you really want to be an investor, I would suggest taking a look at some of those different sites, getting to know biggerpockets.com, some of the other areas where you can listen and learn the language of investment, but you can also learn, what do people need? What are they talking about that you maybe haven't thought of? It's super important. So once you've spent some time educating yourself on the language of investing and your local area, we wanted to talk about where we started putting some money here in the Charlotte market. So up and coming areas, you've probably heard of most of these next 3 that I've told you about, and maybe you feel like you may have missed the boat. It's possible, probably not. There's opportunity everywhere for a long time. It'll be fine. But if you want to know the next best areas to start investing now, stay tuned towards the end of the video. Okay, so let's talk about Fort Mill. Fort Mill is actually a South Carolina address. So you can actually have that lower tax benefit in South Carolina and yet be purchasing in one of the up and coming areas. It's technically considered a suburb of Charlotte. We really kind of consider it Southern Charlotte, if you will. So I think it's a great area to invest. It takes a little bit more capital because house prices have already been climbing there for a number of years, but they are known for their school district, according to niche.com. They are known for being very close to Charlotte. They are known for having a good return on investment. So yes, it's a great place to go if you have a little bit more capital. You can invest a little bit more money into any projects that you're doing, whether it is something that you're going to sit and hold the house and rent it out, or are you going to do a short-term rental? Always look into your zoning options to make sure you've got the right information for the area you're looking in. So Fort Mill, South Carolina, fantastic place to invest in. If you can get your foot in the door there, I say go for it. It's usually an excellent opportunity. All right, so second on my list for areas that you should be or you could be investing in right now, we're talking about the Matthews and Mint Hill area of Charlotte. This is becoming a super boom, right? We're getting a lot of people moving to those areas, people that are moving out of the city a little bit, and it's only seconds away from Charlotte. Like, you're right there on the border. So while you may think that you're getting more space and you're more spread out, and you've got shopping and everything close by, you're actually kind of right in the heart of Charlotte. So it's a really nice blend of the two, and it's been very attractive for people. So Mint Hill, Matthews area, very, very popular right now. And one of my favorite areas to be in. They've got some great restaurants. They've got really good housing opportunities out there. They've got some custom-built neighborhoods. And they also have a little bit more mature areas, so you get like mature trees in a neighborhood instead of just, moving into a neighborhood and there's no trees at all. Yeah, so it's one of the good benefits of being down that way. If you can invest some dollars into Mint Hill and Matthews, I think you're doing well for yourself. You are going to be looking at the higher end of capital that's needed for that. But if you're in a position where you can partner with another investor, write a business plan, and go in together, sometimes that can be a really good return. All right, so number 3 on my list is actually Denver, North Carolina, which is technically Lake Norman, but it is right on the west side of the lake. If you're not investing in Denver, North Carolina right now, please consider it. There's a lot of little outlying cities just around the outside of that, Iron Station and Stanley, and like all these little cities that are right around that area. So there's a lot of opportunity to come in and invest and to make a little bit of a turnaround. For me, I would probably turn that into like a fix and flip opportunity where you come in and you renovate the house, remodel it, and then get it ready for its next chapter, right? Do the work, give it a new life. I love that part of investing, is that you're taking a structure that just needs a little bit of love and attention and breathing new life into it so that the next family can come in and love it. So I probably wouldn't look at that at Denver, North Carolina as being a long-term rental unless I'm looking at more of a waterfront community or something of that nature. Anything else, I would likely just remodel and resell. So just a side note on that. So those are my top 3, you've probably heard of these, but great areas to invest in right now. So what about the up and coming secrets that nobody's telling you about? Yeah? You want to know what some of those are? All right. So number 3 on my list, we'll go backwards and give you the best for last. So number 3 on my list is Mount Holly and Belmont area of, it's kind of like nestled right between Denver and Charlotte. It's Huntersville's right here, so you've got shopping available. You're 20 minutes to the city. You're very close to the airport. You've got all the freeways right there, so you can jump on and go just about anywhere. This is really getting a whole new vibrant lift, right? Everybody's coming in, doing a lot of investing in this area, and I think it's rejuvenating this city, and it's giving it an already beautiful area of town, giving it like just a couple little touch-ups to help it live in its best life, right? That city is seriously coming into its own right now, and it's one of those little known secrets. People don't really talk about it a whole lot, and I think that's going to change with time. So I feel like if you're investing early in that city and in that area, not only are you able to do so with less capital because your expenses are going to be a little bit lower, but you're able to get in the door before those prices really start rolling. So as everything that you do to a home is going to provide you some type of value, you could really potentially earn some good income in that area. All right, so number 2 on my list is Rock Hill, South Carolina. This is technically a South Carolina city, but also sort of considered a suburb of Charlotte. It's only 30 minutes to downtown Charlotte. It's not far at all. Rock Hill has been doing all the right things lately. if you're Rock Hill government, give yourself a pat on the back right now, because the things that you're doing to your city have just totally revamped and changed the way people are feeling and the way people see Rock Hill. So you've got breweries, you've got restaurants, you've got all new shopping coming in, you've got really cool houses. Investors have been working Rock Hill area for years. So does that mean you're too late? No. What it means is it's kind of been an off the beaten path, little known secret. Most people haven't really paid a lot of attention to it, and the investors have been eating it up like candy, right? So now's your opportunity to get in there and really make some money. You haven't missed the train on it yet. Rock Hill, I think, is just now getting ready to show us its true colors. So if you're thinking about investing that way, take a look at Rock Hill. So let's talk now about my very favorite area that I think is only 1 or 2 years away from a really, really big boom. They've already seen a stellar amount of solid home pricing across the board and growth. And I think overall, this is going to be one of the hottest markets in the next, 2 to 4 years in real estate. I'm talking about Midland and Locust, North Carolina. This whole area has been absolutely prepping for the blowout, right? Like the roads have been coming in, they've been doing work to the bridges to really make them solid. The drive out here is beautiful. The traffic has been fairly controlled and reasonable. They did have one of the more dangerous areas of Cabarrus County coming through on 24-27, where they were having a lot of fatal accidents. And you can do a web search on it. It was really awful. It seemed like every week we were having people pass away on the roads. So the county responded to that. They did some studies, and almost immediately, like within 6 months of those really serious accidents getting some notice, lights have been going in. So that's been slowing traffic down a little bit, which is necessary. And when I say slowing it down, I don't mean in the way of like congestion. It's just slowing people down, right? So that it flows better and it's not quite so crazy. So we have seen this area just ready to blow. So we've got a couple of shopping malls out that way. We've got some restaurants. We've got just a few little really cute downtown areas that are fun to go to. The locals obviously have their favorite spots. I've been fortunate enough to be able to go to a few of those, and I can tell you they're fantastic. If you like a really good breakfast, Deanna's Kitchen is marvelous. If you like ice cream, there's this ice cream place. I'll have to get the name of it. Oh, so good, so good. And they have great hot dogs and hamburgers. But that being said, all that growth that is moving east from Charlotte, that's really where people are going to be going to. We hear a lot in the real estate industry in general about people want land. They want a little bit more space, not a ton, but like an acre, half an acre even, to have a little house on, just to have some breathing room. And out towards Midland and Locust is where you can get it, right? So if you come out this way, you're going to see a little bit more of that availability. So what does that mean for an investor? I'm so glad you asked. So there are a lot of older homes in this area currently, and there's a lot of them that are falling to disrepair. Now, some of them are going commercial because they're bringing in some businesses. However, there's a lot of really great neighborhoods that are built in mature areas that have space, but they've got these fantastic houses that need some attention. So the pricing is still relatively good on those homes. It's actually very fair. You can find a property like that. We just purchased one for $100,000. We were able to put some money into it and getting ready to put it back on the market. So the opportunities are definitely there with a lower capital amount, or even going in with another investment partner. I highly recommend that you have a contractor on your list that can help you with some of these repairs. But I think that Midland and Locust are your next up and coming, kind of a 2-for-1. I think that stretch of road coming east directly out of Charlotte, it's just past Harrisburg, just south east of Concord. I think that that's where things are going to be hitting hard next. So I really suggest that you keep an eye on that area. And it might be 2 to 4 years down the road where the boom really starts to happen. I don't think it's far off from that. So I would definitely consider, if you're thinking about investing some money, check out those couple of places. Don't forget, if you're relocating to the Charlotte market or you're looking to invest here and you need some boots on the ground, reach out to us. We're the #1 relocation team in the area. We are investors ourselves. So Jeff and I are happy to help you. We would love to talk. Drop in the comments below. I want to hear what you think. Are my cities worthy of the investment? Or do you feel like I'm kind of off the target there? I'd really like to hear what you investors are doing out there and if there are other cities that maybe need to be on my list.